You're early. Wasn't ready, but you know, I guess we can start. What's up, everybody? My name's Greg Miller, aka the Candor Kid, and this is my YouTube channel. In this YouTube channel, we will talk about movies, TV shows, comics. We will review products. We will talk about anything related to pop culture. It's gonna be lit, and I want you guys to come along for the ride. So, if you like what you see, keep on coming back. If you don't, hey, maybe we'll come up with something that you'll like in the future. But first things first, I got something for you guys. Tonight, in about an hour and a half, I'm going to see Rogue One, a Star Wars story. It's gonna be legit. So excited. Like, seriously. When they got rid of the EU, I was like, no, they didn't. I said that shit in my head and out loud to some people I know. Because guess what? There's so much great content out there. And I was like, Force Awakens better not disappoint. And it didn't. So I'm going in with the same purview with Rogue One. This better not disappoint because I will be pissed. So, stay right here. I'll come right back and we'll talk about this. And I'm back. That shit was crazy. Like, the movie was great. The movie was excellent. But let's talk about it. Okay. Got me some notes written down in my little book. So let's take a look here. There are plenty of things that I can say about this film. But I'm going to discuss just a few of them. Because this is a non-spoiler type of review. I'm not going to be talking about the crazy stuff that makes you go fucking nuts in your seat. I'm not going to talk about any of that. I'm just going to talk about the basics of why I like the film and some of the things that I didn't like about it. So, let's get right to it. Alright, number one, the visuals. This movie was beautiful. Like, it's crazy. The visuals are amazing. Simply stunning. It was so satisfying to see what A New Hope would look like today with our CG technology advancements that we have here in 2016. A New Hope was released May 25th, 1977. Imagine that shit getting released now. You don't got to. Go see this movie. You see AT-ATs, you see AT-STs, you see Star Destroyers, you see the Death Star. You see all kinds of great visual effects, different planets, different type of environments. I'm gonna keep saying it. It's crazy. You also get to see some friendly faces that you might recognize. You know what? It takes place before A New Hope. It's expected. But I'm not going to talk any further about that. The visuals were great. I'm not going to lie. Like, I had my mouth like this. Just wide open. A couple times throughout the film. It was great. And number two, the characters. One character specifically stands out to me as the one that I favor the most in this movie. He's my favorite. I love him. And it's the droid. Go figure. Force Awakens had BB-8. The other movies, you know, everyone loves R2-D2, C-3PO. I loved K2SO in this movie. Provided a lot of comedic relief. Was great when it comes to being a badass. K2SO was a badass. And I don't know what's going on with these Star Wars movies, because it seems like these droids just steal the show. The next character I'm going to talk about is Jyn Erso, played by Felicity Jones. You know, we have all seen her from the trailer as the main protagonist in this movie. She's great. She plays the character right, I think, as a orphaned, you know, child who had to grow up in the thick of things. It was a good thing to see. It was refreshing to see a new character that nobody had really ever heard of, you know, kind of like what the new Star Wars universe is looking like with The Force Awakens and all these new movies and new characters being released. So, and with Jyn Erso, you know, searching for her father, you kind of feel for her. So, great character. The next character we're going to talk about is played by Diego Luna, and it is Captain Andor. You first see him, you know, he's in the undercover in the city, and he's got to do what he's got to do for the rebellion. And he is that character. He is the character that you want to take care of things. Any missions that you really want done, you want Captain Andor to do it, because he truly believes in the rebellion. And his character progressively changes throughout this film. Like, you can tell that Jyn is having an effect on him throughout the film, and it's great to see. It's great to see character progression and not just one stagnant character throughout the whole film. And next we're going to talk about the villain. Ben Mendelsohn was great. He was eerie. You could feel the fact that he hated the rebellion. You could feel that he was an Imperial officer whose fate was pretty much decided on whether or not this super weapon, the Death Star, worked. It was good to see the Empire back, honestly. It's great to see the Empire on the big screen again. It's great to see all these ships, all of these TIE fighters doing their thing. And Ben Mendelsohn's character, Krennic, was great. I enjoyed him. I really did. And finally, we got the other characters played by both Donnie Yen, Forrest Whitaker, Riz Ahmed, and plenty more. Were such a welcome addition to the cast of this movie. You felt for these characters. I really did feel bad when things happen to these characters on screen. I did. It's just a great feeling to have characters that actually pull that emotion directly out of you. And it was really welcome. Next is the score, or the music. Anyone who's ever seen a Star Wars film knows that the music that comes along with this movie is spectacular. It brings you into the moment, it pulls you into the scene, and pretty much locks you to that moment. And this film is no different. The score is amazing. I can't wait to get the official soundtrack and see what that sounds like, you know, in my car or at home. So two thumbs up for that. So that was just a little bit about what I liked. What I didn't like: sometimes the actions of Captain Andor and his superiors and the Rebel Alliance itself makes you hate them. Like, I severely hated them, and I might be biased on that because I'm straight Sith all day, every day. You know, I like Vader, I like Palpatine, I like Darth Revan, all that good stuff. But this, I found myself completely disliking the Rebel Alliance in this movie. But I overcame it. It was something that surely I can get over, but just for some reason it just irked at me that the Rebel Alliance was like this. But you know what? It's a rebellion, and that's kind of stuff that rebellions would have to do. And you know, it was kind of good to see more of that. You know, more of the environment that we got a little bit of taste of in the first Star Wars movies. So that's one thing I feel was wrong with the movie. All right, another thing that I really didn't like was the dialogue in this movie. Some of the dialogue in this movie was dry. I didn't follow a lot of it some of the times. Maybe that's just me, but some of the dialogue spoken by a few of the characters, I was just like, what is happening? Like, why are you saying these things? But I'm gonna have to watch it a few more times to get a real feel about what is being said. But for now, after the initial watch, you know, I just saw the movie 20 minutes ago. I just got out. So I'm gonna process it. But for now, some of the dialogue really did make me shake my head like, what the hell are they saying, you know? So that's one thing. But overall, there's not much to hate about this movie. It was fucking fantastic. I'm cursing. I ain't even got other words to say. It was freaking amazing. And that's just me being a Star Wars fanboy that I am. I absolutely love this movie. Yes, there were some things that could have been better, some things that could have been fixed, or some character development that could have been improved, but that's the same thing with every movie that you see. You always have these things that people aren't going to like. But me, coming from the Star Wars fanboy mindset, I thoroughly enjoyed this movie, and it was absolutely refreshing to see these characters on screen, and some of these other things that I can't talk about in this review. You're gonna absolutely love. You're gonna see these. You're gonna get like this biggest nerdgasm that you've ever had, and I guarantee you, you're gonna be jumping up and down in your seat. I guarantee you. I frickin' you. But overall, this movie was completely satisfying. It was exactly what I wanted to see. Just like The Force Awakens, it did not disappoint at all. So, now for my overall thoughts, my ratings, if you will, of this movie. I'd have to give Rogue One, A Star Wars Story, an 8.5 out of 10. But it is definitely worth seeing, even if you're not a Star Wars fan. And honestly, if you're not a Star Wars fan, then I don't know what you're doing with your life. Alright, that's my review of Rogue One. This is the Candor Kid here. If you like what you saw, hit that thumbs up button down below. Hit me down in the comment section if you have any ideas of further content you want to see. Subscribe if you want to see more, because you know what? I'm having fun. I hope you're having fun too. So, see you next time. Candor Kid out.